Hello, everybody. Welcome to Nonepub.
No, 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 non-pub, 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 non-pub.
Ben, the camera's on. We're rolling.
Oh, I know, I know.
Yeah,
I
I was
know.
doing that on
he's
purpose.
aware
Have
of
you
that.
met me before?
I'm kidding. A little old school with the Nonepub with a 3 in there.
It's a non-pub. Welcome to Non-Pub 2023, where we're gonna fill 60 minutes of airtime with 7.5 minutes of content. Why don't you both introduce yourselves for those who might not know you?
Hi, everybody. I'm Heather O'Neill, game designer, as well as the managing director of Unpub.
I'm Kellen Freeman. I'm on the Unpub advisory board. I've been helping out with these Nonepubs since they started going around, and here to blather for
And
a while.
I'm Ben Beagle. I am just a fat guy in a pink shirt who is the mayor of Unpub. I'm the one who comes up with crazy ideas and convinces people like Kellen and Heather to actually implement them. It's worked so far.
This is true. This is true. Awesome. So just real quick, I just thought about this that we should say this. Nunpub kind of came out of COVID, and we had at some points run at different times of the year. But I believe it was last year or the year before, we found that this last weekend of January is a really good time to run this while we're all kind of in that January funk of like nothing to do on the weekends and the winter. So this is probably where it's going to stay for future years if you're planning for other unpub or non-pubs. But let's talk about this one, Ben and Kellen. Anything fun happening?
So we did have speed pitch last night. How did that go, Heather? I know you're really the force behind that.
We do not stream that for obvious reasons, but we had over 80 submissions of games, which was awesome. So if you submitted, thank you. Games were really, really good quality. Kellen and I were running that event, and I was telling Kellen how hard it was to narrow that down to 10. We did invite some of those people to submit for Feedback Frenzy, so you might be seeing some of them later in Feedback Frenzy. But yeah, it was great. We had a whole bunch of publishers. We had, for example, WizKids and Smirk and Dagger and 25th Century and even Hasbro. So it was really cool, and it was a fun time. And I think it was the most efficiently run one we've ever done. We got done in an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's what you said when I checked in to see how it was going. You said it was the most efficient it's ever been.
It really was. So it was cool. It was cool. Yeah.
Hi, Peter C. Hayward.
Hey, Peter. Welcome everybody who's watching.
Yeah. So you mentioned, Heather, that like we started this in the pandemic, and like I mentioned, Nonepub exists because people like you said yes, because we saw an opportunity and we want to take advantage of it. And the joke of the tagline and the actual tagline is for Nonepub itself, is all of the Unpub, because we do the speed pitch, we have Feedback Frenzy, we have panels, we have play testing in our Discord with none of the physical contact. Because I think it's important as we've gotten out into conventions have come back, Origins, Gen Con, we had Unpub last year, we did PAX Unplugged this year. We're going to have our next Unpub event soon. It's still important to make sure that we offer these opportunities that can involve anybody who can't necessarily get out to a convention.
Yeah.
And one of the awesome things of Nonepub is that it's not just a convention. It's people that couldn't necessarily go to our show. We've been able to get on panels and have them participate. I know there's designers from Australia that are talking about play testing in our Discord. So I just think
here
things
every
like that
time.
are awesome.
We'll be doing panels tomorrow. Some of the panels tomorrow. Yeah. So it's cool. In years past, we've had people from Japan, people from Africa, Europe. I mean, we've had people on panels and doing play testing and game jam from everywhere. That was really, really cool. And obviously was not going to happen had we not started doing this almost out of necessity in 2020. So
designers from Australia are the best designers. And also Peter C. Hayward.
Cool. Yeah. So So we've got our normal panels, like we do. The schedule is in the main Nonepub Discord server, which if you do not have that, I'm sure it's plastered all over our Twitter, and we can pop it into the notes here. There's no cost or anything to join the Nonepub convention. You can just join in and hang out. All the panels will be here on Twitch, and then they're also going to be streaming live on our YouTube, and then they'll be archived there as well. So if for some reason you're missing tomorrow, in Peter's case, or other things, you can come back and watch them later.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what would Nonepub be? What would Unpub be without a special guest? Do you want to talk about our special guest, Kellen or Heather?
Yeah, go ahead, Kellen.
We have Mick and Starla from Our Family Plays Games as our special guest this year. I believe they're giving a panel tomorrow, and they'll be a part of the Feedback Frenzy judging.
Yep, they're going to be judging Feedback Frenzy, which is awesome.
Yeah, and again, having them, I believe I know they're in the Midwest. I forget if it's Oklahoma or Nebraska, it's something like that. Sorry guys, I don't remember. But either way, not going to be easy to get them to Maryland for the in-person show. But it's perfect for an Unpub because it's like, hey, are you available for a stream for a couple hours? Yes, so it's really cool to have these opportunities for people that we can't get necessarily always to physically come out to stuff. So that's going to be really nice and awesome. And I got to meet them back in October, and they're super fun and awesome. And it's going to be a good show. So yay!
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm excited to hear their feedback in Feedback Frenzy, because I'm actually on that panel as well. That's our, for those that don't know, that is our non-infringing Shark Tank-like product, where designers can present their games and their game ideas and their prototypes to industry professionals in front of a virtual or at our regular show, a live audience, for both feedback and for fun. It's meant to be a fun show. This is going to be my first time participating in the event at any level. So I really take that industry professional thing with a grain of salt. But, I'm an industry amateur at best.
Yeah. Well, I think your years of service count. You get enough years of service in there, and you've play tested so many things. So like for this particular one, I think it's really good. And we're also going to have Julie.
Julie Ahern.
Yes. So that's going to be the Feedback Frenzy crew tomorrow night. So make sure you hang around. That's 9:30 Eastern, which is going to be awesome. And the panel from the keynote is going to be at 7:00 Eastern. So definitely keep your Saturday night open if you can. So that's cool. We've actually got panels pretty much all day tomorrow and Sunday, including, as we mentioned, people from Australia, people talking about co-designing, people talking about making expansions, people talking about how to not get your game signed, mistakes that people have made, or how to mitigate the advice you get. Where there's one about, here's all the feedback I got and advice that was actually bad, and I shouldn't have followed it. So that's something I'm sure we all deal with when we're getting feedback on our games.
And the Scoons are making breakfast Sunday morning.
Yep. There's going to be a breakfast and an imposter syndrome panel from Jessica. So that's going to be really, really cool. Yeah. Oh, Zoe's letting us know they're a pro at not getting their game signed. So good luck. Good job.
Zoe rules, though.
Yes. So anyway, so we've got a ton of panels. That's going to be really awesome. Obviously, that's like the heart of the show. And then in the Discord, there's already people who've scheduled their games. There's already people that have been chatting back and forth. So that's your place if you want to hang out and get your game play tested this weekend or play test some games. You're going to want to go in there.
You can find information about that from the Earshot.
You want to go over that a little bit, and I'll share the link.
Yeah, so if you're in the Nonepub Discord, there's an event schedule channel, and you'll find a link to the Earshot page that will take you to our floating schedule of what's going on. The one thing to notice is that there's like a panel that has the welcome panel right now and a more at the bottom of that. If you click the more, that will give you all the panels for the day. Sometimes a couple people will have different games, multiple games. Those will be listed kind of stacked together. So it might look a little sparse at first when you go down there, but if you fill it out or open it up, there's a bunch of things in there. There's games scheduled all 3 days, and the rest of the panels are in there as well.
Awesome. Yeah. And I just put that link into the Twitch chat. It's also, of course, already on the Discord. And then I just put the Discord link just in case you're not already in there, so that you can join up and see everything that we're talking about. But yeah, the earshot's really nice, and it can kind of change as we go. It's linked to a form that anyone who wants to show their game can fill the form out. Again, this is all in that Discord in all of the how to find your game or how to play test your game sections, where you can put all of your information, and then your game can be listed on this as well. So that's how you're going to be probably getting the word out, the best about your game. But you can also, of course, just post in the Discord as well if that works for you.
Yeah, I love Nonepub. I love what we've built here, and really, less than 6 weeks, the first one came together, and I'm so proud of this event and the way that it's helped grow Unpub as a community and grow, designers that can't necessarily get together through all the different things. And one of the things I'm most proud about for Unpub is the panel that comes after this one, where I get to hear Carla say the F word.
An annual tradition.
Over and over. Yeah, it's an annual tradition. We didn't, I guess at the time we were naive and thinking this would be a one-time thing. And then it was, it's a 2-time thing. And now here we are. I believe this is the 5th Nonepub.
This is Nonepub 5. The Voyage Home.
Yes. Or we did 2 in 21, I think it was. But either way, yeah, we keep finding that every year we still have things to bitch about from the previous or current year. So, I guess the one
discuss with enthusiasm.
Yes. I mean,
let's go with that.
Yeah. Have feelings about.
Yes, strongly.
Now, I know we're mostly doing board games here, but we are doing role-playing and storytelling games now, and the OGL is like the big news, right? So the D&D thing, they backed down and said they're not changing the OGL. So that's one good piece of news, I guess, for 2023 so far.
Absolutely. So one of the things we forgot to mention after our introductions is another tradition of this panel is snacks. You cannot do the kickoff panel if you don't have snacks.
All right.
Kellen, what are you rocking?
I got all blue raspberry Sour Patch Kids. I just learned that they sell these, and it makes me very excited.
Nice.
Awesome. Do they turn your tongue blue?
If you eat enough of them, yeah.
What have you got, Heather?
It's nothing exciting. I mean, I've got oranges, which I will not be eating on camera. And then I've got a selection of cough drops because my throat is about this close to going out. So it's not very exciting over here.
It's functional.
It's functional. Actually, Ricola's are kind of good. I kind of like the flavor of them. So.
I'm rocking Girl Scout cookies.
Yum.
And clearance Christmas M&Ms.
Yeah, I just saw some Christmas. Oh.
Hi, Chris.
We're a sick household right now. Everyone's coughing. And again, something you couldn't do if you had to go in person. It's like I can still be on this panel. All I got to do is make it, until 8 o'clock, and I'm good. Yeah. So snacks. We did the snack thing, and they're not as weird as I thought they might be. I thought we might go weirder with the snacks today because Ben usually likes to get whatever the new flavored things are, but those are just like normal, yummy Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're not normal Girl Scout cookies because we live in caramel delight land and peanut butter patty land. I want tagalongs. I want Samoas.
Nice. Weetabix. Cool. Okay. I'm trying to think if there's anything else specific to Nonepub that we should go over how this works before. Anything I'm missing?
No. I think it's just, it's all of the Unpub, none of the physical contact.
Nice.
So
awesome. Yeah. Oh, I did think of something because it just popped up on here. If you you just got into the Discord server, or you're in there and you're like, I don't see all these things you're talking about. There's a start here where you're supposed to click a thumbs up on the code of conduct. So that will not, if you don't do that, we're probably not going to be able to see things. And then also, if you want a specific role, like a designer role or a speaker role or publisher role, there's a roles channel that you can ask for that too. So that's just another thing. I thought I'd bring it up in case you're kind of in there lost and you don't see anything about that.
There's also help is here. If
The
you
help is here
need
also
help.
works.
A bunch of us are floating around there for the weekend. And
Yep. Yeah, pretty much the Unpub board will be around, kind of like just chiming in, and we've got a couple of volunteers different days that'll be doing that. So you'll be all set. What else?
We can talk about our upcoming events too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want to go game jam at the end, or do you want to talk game jam?
We game jam at the end.
Game jam.
Okay, game jam at the end. All right, let's
save the nonsense for the very
all
end.
right. We do have the game jam for Nonepub,
That
but
keeps people watching.
Yeah, we are turning this. Yeah, so we've condensed the game jam kickoff panel and the Nonepub kickoff panel into one panel. So that's how we got to 7.5 minutes of content in 60 minutes of airtime.
Instead of a half a minute of content.
Yeah, instead of 3 minutes of each. So we've got in 2022 we brought back our live show after a hiatus for COVID, and we felt we were safe enough to come back with masking and vax requirements in place. We had Elizabeth Hargrave, designer of a Wingspan, Tussie Mussy, and some other games, as our special guest. It was supposed to happen in 2020. She was going to be our special guest. It was really awesome. I'm glad we were able to do that. I'm glad we were able to get back in person. And so we're looking forward to doing that again here in March. Jeez, it's less than 2 months away.
Yeah,
it's crazy. I know.
March 16th through the 19th. I fill a U-Haul with product or with a whole bunch of Unpub supplies and drive them down. Heather comes down on her own, and Kellen stops at Haas's on the way.
That's right.
But so we will be at the Delta Hotel in Hunt Valley, Maryland again. Everybody loves the Horse Hotel. We did make some changes, as Heather alluded to some of the OGL things with D&D earlier. We've actually added tables, like round tables specific for storytelling and RPGs, because we know they were happening. We've all seen them happen at the show, and we wanted to possibly try a way that is a little more conducive for their style of testing. So we've gone to some rounds. And we did the same thing with dexterity games, because there's always been a dexterity or a party game in the middle of the room, and pieces go flying and people have to go find it. So we set up some round tables to help cover some of that too.
Yep.
So those are some of the big changes we actually made this year. On top of that, Kellen, what do you think about Saturday starting at 10 a.m. this year instead of noon?
It is different because usually it's a late show. People stay until 2 in the morning and show up at 1 in the afternoon. But there are people like me who are floating around early in the morning, and it gives you an opportunity to get the people who are coming in for just the day, visiting, getting everybody there, and it gives us an opportunity to have more table space by starting a little earlier.
Yeah, and I think the people who are going to stay up till 2 a.m. probably will stay up till 2 a.m. regardless if they're 10 or.
I'm still going to be down there at 10 a.m. and I'm still going to be down there at midnight. I don't know if I'll make it till 2 anymore.
Right. But I mean, yeah, I think so, and I think it's going to be nice. I don't know if everyone's seen this, but when you actually go get your tickets, it used to be, what was it, 10 to 2 or something like that. It used to be
2 to 4 and 5 to 9, and that was it.
That's what it was. Now there's going to be some staggering. So if you've got your 10 a.m. slot and then you want to go play games later, you're done by 2 and there's still games going on. And
you could then take a 5 o'clock slot and have a big 3-hour break in the middle.
Yep.
On Saturday.
Yeah. So that's
it's not even the case that you finish your 10 a.m. block and then everybody gets up and leaves, because there are people who will be playing because of the staggered blocks. So you still have an opportunity.
And so we're trying to offset that. The room empties out and everybody runs to get a food.
Yeah. Speaking of food, for that, we're hoping to have some better food options lined up, and some drinks and stuff, so you don't have to leave the hotel grounds for lunch. That'll be more news coming for those who are attending. But we're thinking of all the things that have happened and been nice to haves over the last couple of years, or last year, I guess, and back in, what was it, 2019 was the last one that you did before that. So, comments from 2019 or 2022 to kind of say, like, what can we do better here and all that. So yeah, it's exciting. So that's coming up. Tickets and badges are still available. I'm pretty sure there's still some time.
Badges will always be available for Unpub.
Right. I guess I need tickets for the tables. Yeah.
Yeah, tickets for the tables. We did recently make some changes, and we've actually opened up a few more tables. There are a couple more tables available. If you maybe got a badge and didn't have a table, we added about 4 to each block. So those are available. I know some of those have already been picked up because there is a wait list system on the back end. But you know, we've been playtesting this convention since 2011. We are constantly playtesting it, trying to make it the best it can be for everybody who's attending. You know, for those who have design aspirations, for those who are designers, for those who just want to come, you know, make designers question their life choices. We want to have a space that works for everybody and have events that works for everybody. So we're excited about that. We're excited to have Randy Flynn as our special guest this year.
Yep.
Yeah, nice.
Designer of Cascadia, the upcoming Tabriz. And it still surprises me because I swear it can't be true. This is Randy's first actual Unpub show. He's never been to Baltimore with us before.
He's been to Nonepub. I've playtested his games at Nonepub.
He's been to Nonepub.
Been online. Yeah.
He's been to PAX Unplugged.
Yep.
Never been to Unpub. And I didn't realize that because you run into the same people all the time and you hang out in the same space for all that time. So yeah, Zoe, I'm looking forward to seeing you again too. We finally met at Unplugged this year. So I'm looking forward to seeing you as well.
You know, yeah, I'm hoping this year, with everything kind of, you know, we kind of got back in the groove last year, like, oh, this is how these things work again. People, what do we do? You know, so I know not everybody is going to feel comfortable coming back out, but it's fully masked and vaxxed. And, you know, we have people right at the door checking for that. So I think the feedback we got was that it went pretty well. And, you know, there was no COVID issues there. So I was, you know, pretty overly happy with the response, and we're going to do that again. So if to alleviate any concerns,
we recorded Elizabeth's panel last year, so we were able to share that afterwards. We don't know if we'll have a strong enough internet connection to stream the panels live and the events live this year, but we intend to record every single panel so that we can put them up on our YouTube as well. We want to give that opportunity to people who can't come to the show for various reasons. That's something that we're looking to do moving forward. We'd love to be able to stream them, but one step at a time.
Yeah, one step at a time. I mean, I think that sounds great. So yeah, obviously that's our big focus of our show. And more information will be coming out, you know, over the next couple of weeks, since that's 7 weeks away or something like that.
It is nuts.
Yeah. So just, I know people have already been asking. We are going to have an Unpub space at PAX East, which is right after our show, and at Origins, right?
Yep.
I'm kind of taking point on PAX East, which is March 23rd.
Yep.
So basically the week after our show. And we're going to have space in the open gaming area of PAX East. If you've been there before and you're aware of it, great. If not, it's the open gaming area. You can't miss the big blue signs and everything, and bluey. And those slots are going to go on sale next week, right?
Yeah. So we'll have 8 tables for each of the blocks, like we normally have in the past, in the space that PAX has given us, which is, you know, we love it. They love having that space for designers to play test right off the tabletop. And those are going to go up. I'm actually looking right at it. Wednesday, it's going to be next Wednesday, actually, the 1st, 10 a.m. Yep. So that's 10 a.m. Eastern. That's GMT -4. For those that need to do time zone math, I've been doing a lot this week.
I was just going to say, I'm pretty sure Ben does a lot for your job, right? You're constantly doing
time zone math is a wonderful thing. Yes. But yeah, so those are going to go up next week. Again, it's only the 8 tables per block, but you know, we want to give people ample time as they're planning. You know, it'll be 6 weeks before the event. So
cool.
More information about that. You know, we'll be posting on on Twitter and whatnot next week when those go up.
Cool. Yeah, so that's the next eminent one. And then for Origins, I know a lot of you have been asking, but you have to wait a little bit longer because that one is not all the way until June.
It's end of June this year. It's actually it's even later in June. It's
22nd through
21st or something.
21st.
I think it's the day I drive out, something like that.
Yep. It is late, and in case you weren't aware why it's late, it's because Astra is going to be in that exact same convention hall the week before. So Kellen, you live in that area. You will see many game people that you're like, wait, what are you doing here a week early? That's why, because there's another trade show for toys and things happening. But those tickets we're not going to put on sale right after PAX East, it looks like, right? I have March 27th.
No, they have March 27th. We're through PAX East, we're through Unpub, we're unpacked from Unpub.
Yeah.
And then we'll go live with those.
Yeah, so don't feel like you've missed it. If you heard us talk about Origins and you didn't see anything go out, that's not going to go out till the end of March. So you've got time to think of what game you're going to do.
And about that same time, we'll post information for Speed Pitch at Origins.
Yeah.
We also run a game jam at Origins as well. Mm-hmm. And if you don't get one of the spots, it's okay, because open play testing runs until we kick you out and go to bed. So we're there until at least midnight each night for open play testing after those blocks as well. But, yay! I think that's all the events we had, right?
Yeah. The other thing I'm going to mention is that each year we do a lot of the speed pitching events. We just had one, obviously, yesterday, but there will be one probably in conjunction with PAX East with Gamma Trade Show, which is the end of April. Again, these are online. Origins will be in person at the show. Sometimes we do one near Gen Con. Probably I will again online, not during Gen Con week. And then we usually do one again, like this time, maybe we'll do one by PAX East Unplugged, but it wouldn't be during the actual live show. So there's a lot of opportunities to get your games in, and we'll make sure we put that on the Discord server and our Twitter. And this is another plug to please subscribe on our website so that you get these messages every time I put one out. About the day after we pick everybody, they say, I didn't hear about it. So it's really important to either follow us on Twitter or Facebook or subscribe on our website. And I'm actually going to put that right in here.
Yep. And then, later in the fall, we'll actually be at BGG-Con, and we'll be at PAX Unplugged. Again, we do a speed pitch and a game jam at BGG-Con as well. So we will be at those, we will be at those shows. More information to come out about those as we get towards the summer and into the end of the summer. We don't know size, table space, and all that fun nonsense yet. Yeah. Some of those shows we don't even know dates yet, but once we do, we'll share those as well. So, all right, cool. And this is where we pivot to the game jam.
Ooh, game jam. All right.
Yeah. So who wants, Kellen, tell us how we do a game jam for Unpub and Nonepub.
The game jam, we have 3 categories with 6 options each. We roll a d6 for each one to see what the outcome is. The first category is theme. The second category is the game must include something. And the third category is the game cannot include something. We usually have a few of these that are kind of left up to interpretation, which makes it fun. And I think Heather has the list ready to go.
Yeah, I'm actually going to pull this up. I'm going to share my screen right now.
And the goal for the game jam isn't to come out Sunday with a finished game. That will never, ever be the goal. The goal is just to get creative juices flowing. When we did this at Origins, I know of games that at Origins, came up because of the game jam that I've seen at other shows since then because they've evolved and they've moved on. And that's awesome. But that's the end goal, is just to be able to do the thing and say you did the thing. Anybody out there
flex your muscles.
Yeah. Anybody out there who tells me they could never design a game, this is their chance to, for me to prove them wrong.
Yeah, before I pull these things up, I think we have a couple minutes to talk about our game jam experiences. Not only my own personal, but I've been involved with some game jams as a participant, and it's fun to see other people who it's their first time designing a game being able to kind of use that as the excuse to make a game. And then it's like, next time you see them, they're like, I've got 3 prototypes, like they're excited. And I know from my personal experience, Kellen and I just talked about this the other day, like I kind of haven't really been working on any designs. And I know if I do this weekend, I'm going to be thinking about game things because, maybe I could do that. Let me rework that. I know it's going to happen because they kind of get your brain in that mode doing these things.
if nothing else, it's a thought exercise at the end of the day. Hey,
100%.
get your juices flowing, and then you make a game about the Kool-Aid man trying to catch the party bus.
I've got it right over there
Yeah.
on the shelf.
Or whatever it was. Yeah, there was a
Yeah.
Sun involved. Yes.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so like Kellen mentioned, we've got some potential things that we're going to rock through.
Yeah. So before we get into the actual list, you're going to want to get your game done by 5 o'clock on Sunday Eastern. I didn't write that in there. And submit it into a form that is in the Discord and the Design Jam chat. Then Ben is going to be reviewing all of those forms, right? And then anybody who chooses to is able to join Ben on a stream at 5:30 on Sunday to kind of show off your game and talk about your process, right? Is that how that usually goes, Ben?
Yep. That's all it is to talk about the process. So
awesome.
How did it go for you? What challenges did you come up with? What was your interpretation of space?
What I want to see is people's interpretation of the different things. And I use that space one all the time when I explain this to people, because Corinne did an amazing job with that. We had one where the game had to involve space, and most people went space.
Right.
And Corinne went interior design.
Mm-hmm.
And it's how you use what we've given you that is, that if you participate, you've won. So
yeah, no, that sounds good. All right, so without further ado,
I'm gonna eat not a Samoa.
This is the categories that we randomized into these charts. For theme, our options are pets, history, music, carnival, the seasons, or food. Kellen, you want to go over another one?
Kellen, are there any of those that you are hoping roll?
The pets is an interesting interpretation. You could do a lot of things with that. I've done a carnival game in the past, so I'm curious to see what other people come up with that. I like playing those.
Do you worry that pets would just default to animals for people?
I could, but there's also pet rocks.
Pet peeves.
Pet peeves. That's a good one.
Is there one you're worried about, Heather, that you hope doesn't happen?
That I hope doesn't happen?
Yeah.
None of the themes. I like all those themes. I guess honestly, I was thinking music might be kind of hard though, but maybe not.
Depends how you take it.
Depends how you take it. Yeah. Yeah. As far as themes go, I'd be okay with all those.
All right.
I would be happy with that.
And
I asked the channel if anybody has any like really strong opinions here about what they're wanting or not wanting.
And so if the can't have section, so these are our restrictions. These are things that might be too easy to put into a game, so we wouldn't want them. So if we roll a 1, there's no set collection. If we roll a 2, your game can't have a board. If we roll a 3, your game can't have any dexterity. A 4, it can't have written numbers. And a 5, it can't have hidden information. And one of the things we do here is we actually go to, with a 6, it's no restriction, because we want to kind of keep it open and keep it flowing. We don't want to make it too tight on everybody. So that's what we'd end up with there. The one that I'm worried about here is the no dexterity, because depending on how rules lawyery you want to get, no dexterity could mean you just can't touch anything. So I don't know how far people might take something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I was thinking originally I thought written numbers, and I thought no, that's probably going to be fine. But yeah, I guess if I had to pick something, it'd be hidden information, because it's like, how far do you take that, right? Is it like I can't my hand, I draw a card and you can't see it? Is that hidden information? No, maybe not. Is it I have a separate goal on this card and that's my secret goal? That's always what I think of as hidden information. But is it hidden information meaning nothing can be hidden? It's all out for everyone to see, That's how I kind of read that, but maybe that's not what that is,
And so Heather, what are our must-haves?
Must have. Let's see here. Use only cards. The game must have solo capability. Multi-use cards, player special abilities, building, and exploding dice or die. So that I'm going to need explanation on because I have not run one of these before.
An exploding die means that we roll for that category twice. So we would have two things that must be involved in the game instead of just the one that we would have in some of the other categories. So that's an exploding die. One of the rules that we have within the game jams that we do is a die can never explode twice. So if you roll a 6 on one of your exploding die, we don't start a big long chain reaction like we're playing a game of Dominion and we have 53 actions. So, no, Peter, we save the exploding dice for other games. So, Kellen, are there any of these that you feel strongly about one way or another?
Solo capability is the one that I'm interested in. Depending on how the game comes up, that can really be a significant challenge to it. There's a section of games that don't work with one player, and some games that are only one player. So that's one I'm interested to see come up.
Yeah, I think that's going to be very interesting. I think when we were putting this together, I had kind of thought, oh, should we make it? It has to be a solo game, right? But that's a very different type of thing than saying it's a multiplayer game that also needs to be solo. So, yeah. Zoe does not want that. Yeah, exactly. No, it would be hard.
Yeah, I mean, I think and the language there, like you said, with the capability means that it has the ability to solo play. It doesn't have to be solo only.
Right. Yeah. So a co-op would work. A co-op
would work just fine. Yeah.
4, 1 to 6. So making something a co-op, it's solo. So that's one way you can handle that. If by some chance the 2 rolls and we get the thing that nobody wants. Otherwise I think the other ones would be interesting. Multi-use cards sound cool. Player special abilities sounds interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Card seems pretty easy.
That's an opposite of Origins last year, where we couldn't have cards.
Yeah, but we could have a hand of really thin tiles.
That's right.
That's what somebody ended up coming up
really with. Thin tiles that somebody wrote on like cards.
Yes,
is that what happened?
Yeah,
that they held in their hand like a tableau.
But they're not cards.
We didn't have cards. We had structures where we bent cards in half to form structures.
So it's how you use everything. It's how you do everything.
All right.
Because it's again, it's just a creative thing. So Heather, can you show us the official Nonepub 2023 Game Jam D6? All right.
If you can't tell how big it is, it's very big.
So we can roll it now.
I wish I could be showing this on the screen, but I will. Are we rolling this for theme?
We're rolling for theme.
All right, I'm rolling it. All right.
I mean, I don't have the official Nonepub 2023 Game Jam D6.
5.
So your theme must involve the seasons.
The seasons.
However you interpret that. The seasons.
Okay.
All right. Does that make you feel better or worse about the possibilities, Kellen?
I'm fine with that so far.
All right.
See how the other ones influence that.
Doesn't seem. I know. Well, Kellen has a D6 over there. Do you want to roll for this, or do you want to roll? Which one do you want to roll?
Yeah, sure. I'll do it. By comparison, I have an incredibly tiny one, so hopefully I don't lose it off the desk. So let's see if you can see that. We've got 4.
4. Okay.
So no written numbers.
Numbers. It's not too bad. Not too bad. All right, Ben, do you have a die over there or no? If not,
I have the alternate Nonepub 2023 must-have die.
Okay. Oh,
I've got an app called Nice Dice. This is actually how we roll. This is actually how we roll tables for Unpub. When we do table assignments for any show, it's
Yep.
dice on my phone. So I'm going to shake my phone.
Okay.
And we're going to see where it stops.
Oh.
And we got a 5.
5. Okay.
So
we waited solo. Yay.
Our game must involve building. It must involve the seasons.
Whoops.
And it cannot have written numbers.
Okay.
I think that leaves a lot of room.
There's some room there you can work with.
That leaves a lot of room. And we'll post this, of course, in the Design Jam area and on the main chat in the Discord, probably on Twitter too, I'm sure. So if you need that,
I'm just gonna design this game that I've just come up with. I'm gonna call it. I think Agricola is gonna be a really good name for this game.
Okay.
It's gonna have some seasons where you go out, you do some farming, and you make some babies, and you build some rooms and some different things. I think I might be able to get this to work. I just got to figure out how to get rid of the written numbers.
I don't think that one will ever take off.
You don't think so?
No one would want to play a game about farming.
The one question in the chat, does building mean create physical structures? It means what you want it to mean.
Yeah.
You said that faster than I could type it, Kellen.
It means exactly. Again, how we said space could be outer space or a living space, or space between things. There's a space bar. A lot of things could be space. So if building means something different than actually,
tension can build.
Yeah. Is it the action of building?
Right. Are you building things? Yep.
Are you just located in a building?
Right.
And
there's deck building.
That right there is the entire point. It's how you interpret it is how you interpret it.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. And I think with these 3 options, there's a lot of leeway for people to take a lot of different angles, which is kind of fun. So I'm excited to see what everybody's going to do.
Yeah. Oddly enough, I think the seasons is the most restrictive one of these.
Yeah. Yeah.
Baseball season, hockey season, football season.
You could do summer or fall, or you could do the 4 Seasons Hotel. I don't know.
Four Seasons Total Landscaping, baby.
Yeah, a TV season. Someone just
said building a brand.
TV season. Yeah, there's a lot of things you could do. There's a lot of words.
Duck season.
Yeah. Yep. Awesome. And then just as a reminder, Sunday, Ben is going to be doing a live stream at 5:30 Eastern to talk about process and show off their designs. If you want to, you do not have to do this part. It's not required if you're involved in the game jam. So that'll be fun. And it's no judgment. It's just kind of you talking about it.
It's just a chance to talk through it, to show that in a couple days, anybody can do this. There's the Google form that we're going to put in the chat in the Discord.
Yep.
You can fill out that form. We will talk about what you've sent us. If you want to be on the panel, you can be on the panel. If you're worried about how that goes, ask Zoe. It'll tell you how awesome it is, because Zoe rules, because it was on that panel.
Nice.
There was a fun thing. I think this was 2 Nonepubs ago, where we were just going to have one person who had said, yeah, sure, I'll come and talk about it. And during the panel, I was getting messages constantly from everybody else who was in the game jam saying, can I also talk about it? And so it was supposed to be just one person, but we just had everybody come in and talk about their game.
Yep. It was great, because it was really just, hey, do you want to talk about this so I can fill out an hour of time? And as soon as one person was on, everybody wanted to be on.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. And I'm glad we did it. And so now it's the last question in the Google form is, are you interested in talking about it? And it will stay there forever, because just hearing you all talk about how you interpreted things and what you came through it serves the purpose for me.
It's really fun to see everybody else's interpretations of how it went and how they got to that idea and things.
Absolutely. So
Awesome.
Kellen, are you gonna come? Are you gonna come show off your game on the panel?
If
We're
I
gonna get
come
the
up with
Origins
one.
band together. We'll get you
Yeah,
now that the announcement's out there, you
Sure.
and Corinne and Emily, you all go to dinner, right?
Yeah.
And then you come back with a fully fledged design.
Yep, that's the way it works. So we'll get the band back together and we'll see what happens.
Awesome.
Yeah, that might work. Sorry, I currently don't have access to my Discord, but one of you want to post the Discord invite link on here for Dylan?
Give me a second.
Got that handy. It's coming, Dylan.
I don't have posting ability, so I can't do it.
Oh, then I guess we'll have to do it.
Because I'm not signed in.
How do you not have posting ability?
I'm gonna
I'm not signed into StreamYard. I just showed up.
Just gonna remind everybody what we ended up, what we didn't choose, what could have been, and what we did choose. So it's going to be, of course, posted again, but I think this is going to be nice. Thank you. There's the link, and the joining capability is open to everybody. Anything else we want to talk to? Game Jam's pretty much in the bag. People got a little less than 24 or 48 hours to work on it.
Yep.
No pressure.
No, go get I got some snacks to finish. I overestimated the amount of snacks that I would actually consume on this panel. So now I've got snacks while I listen to Tarlet and Avi and everybody else on their panel say the F word starting in about 45 minutes.
Yes. So we've got at 8:30. The next panel is F 2022 as well. As is tradition at the Friday night of Unpub, we have our late night events. And then I already know there's people in open playtesting in the Discord. So you're also welcome to go jump over there and get going. So have a good Nonepub.
Everybody be safe.
All right. Bye all.
Bye.
Have fun.